On the Hobo road, I roll alone. Stars above that I follow.
Welcome back, my fever-fumbling forest fugitives, my mucus-marching midnight migrants, my sickness-stalking solitude survivors. Hobo Yeti here from the damp corner of the woods where catching a cold feels less like biology and more like the universe handing out performance reviews. Getting sick out here isn't hypothetical. It's mandatory. Sooner or later, your body taps out and you end up in a tent negotiating with your immune system like two parents who don't talk anymore. Fever, food poisoning, throat knives, allergies that make your face feel like an overstuffed balloon, or the kind of stomach disaster that makes you reevaluate every decision leading up to Taco Bell. Out here, sickness rewrites your entire off-grid homeless routine. The wind becomes a critic, your gear becomes too far away, and even the trees seem to judge you for coughing too loud. The goal isn't avoiding illness. You won't. The goal is preparing for when the collapse happens. So tonight we're doing 10 brutally honest steps for surviving sickness in stealth camp mode, where dignity is optional and stubbornness is your only insurance policy. 1. Pick your emergency tree. The universe has a sense of humor, and nothing proves it more than sudden diarrhea in a stealth camp. You need an emergency tree long before disaster strikes. Not during the sprint, not during the panic, before. Pick a sturdy trunk or a split rock, clear thorns, branches, and anything sharp enough to make you regret your anatomy. Dig a small hole at the base so disposal is quick. This is not glamorous, but neither is being on the edge of town living the stealth, survivalist life. When the moment hits, press your back to the tree, drop your pants only to mid-thigh, and let gravity be your guide. Bury everything immediately. Dignity is optional, hygiene is not. This is off-grid survival in its rawest form. 2. Have a sickness spot ready. Deep woods become a prison when you're sick. If your main camp is miles into the forest, you will not hike out when fever knocks you flat. You need a backup spot closer to town for bad days. A stealthy hide that still keeps you invisible, but doesn't require a rescue team with GPS to find you. Trust me, crawling through brush while coughing like a dying tractor is not heroic. It's stupid. So when symptoms creep in, relocate early. Set up minimal shelter, tent, covers, water, meds, nothing fancy, just safe and simple. When you're sick, the survival equation changes. Less distance, fewer obstacles, more realism. You're not proving anything. You're staying alive. 3. Heat packs for throat pain. A sore throat out here feels like swallowing razor wire dipped in spite. This is where hot hands become tiny miracles. Slip one inside a neck gaiter, never against bare skin, and let the warmth wrap your throat like temporary peace talks with your glands. It eases the ache, loosens the tightness, and buys you quiet moments. In a tent, sick and exhausted, moments matter. Warmth is medicine when regular medicine is buried somewhere under your gear. Homeless survival teaches you that comfort isn't given. You build it with whatever scraps of warmth you can create. Out here, a heat pack is not convenience. It's sanity on loan. 4. Emergency boost. Emergency becomes a ritual. The second your body sends the warning shot, dump 2 packets into your bottle, shake it, and drink like hydration is a religion. 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C won't turn you into a superhero, but it slows the collapse. Slowing the collapse is everything. You're a traveler, a nomad, a survivalist doing the best you can with what fits in your pack. The road doesn't give sick days, it gives consequences. Emergency gives you a fighting chance. It's light, cheap, and keeps your immune system from rolling over completely. 5. Meds, cold, allergy, congestion. Your medicine bag becomes the off-grid version of a desperate pharmacy. You will face colds, allergies, coughing, and choking congestion. Keep Mucinex, Tylenol cold, antihistamines, and menthol inhaler sticks. Break tablets to stretch supply. When thick congestion sits like concrete in your face, inhalers shock the passages open long enough to blow everything out. Not dainty, necessary. Clearing it early prevents a throat-clogging mess later. Homeless life with depression already drains energy. Add illness, and everything becomes a negotiation. Meds keep the misery manageable so survival stays possible. 6. Dry clothes and dry bag discipline. Wet clothes when you're sick feel personal, like nature mocking you. Damp fabric drains heat, strength, and patience. That's why you keep a completely untouched dry outfit sealed in a dry bag. Shirt, pants, underwear, socks. Same for your sleeping bag. If it's damp, fix it early. When sick, shivering turns to shaking, shaking turns to exhaustion, and exhaustion becomes danger. Off-grid survival requires heat conservation, especially when your body is confused and fighting itself. Staying dry is strategy, not preference. It's the difference between a miserable night and a near hospital night. 7. Food and water stockpile. When sickness hits, Yovor not leaving the tent, stock food and water for 2 or 3 days, bottled water, drink mix, emergency, crackers, peanut butter, canned stuff, and junk food that takes no effort, no cooking, no prep, just fuel. Sickness drains energy fast, and eating becomes work, drinking becomes effort. Homeless survival is maintaining enough energy that your body doesn't crash harder than it already is. Even sipping water and nibbling crackers like a Dickens orphan is enough. The goal is calories and hydration, not gourmet. 8. Phone power backup. When you're sick in a stealth camp, your phone becomes your last lifeline, so power management turns into survival strategy. Keep the phone charged before symptoms get bad, not after. Store your power bank within reach, because standing might not be an option later. Even a Wi-Fi only phone can still call 911, so don't assume you're helpless without service. Fever, fog, and dizziness hit fast, and your ability to think clearly can drop off a cliff. A charged phone is the one thing that turns an isolated medical spiral into a problem someone can actually find you for. Stealth camping means invisibility by design, but invisibility becomes a liability when you're sick. Power is defense. Power is safety. Keep it full. 9. Know when it's emergency level. There's being tough, and then there's ignoring danger until it becomes fatal. When you can't breathe, can't stand, or feel pneumonia creeping in, that's not pushing through. That's playing chicken with your lungs. Your tent isn't a hospital. The woods aren't caregivers. If your chest burns, if you're wheezing, if your fever spikes in a way that feels like your brain is boiling, you need help. Call 911. Use your voice if you can. Use your phone if you can't. Homeless survival isn't pride. It's realism. Nobody hands out awards for dying quietly in the woods because you didn't want to bother emergency services. Living through it is the entire goal. 10. No movement day plan and entertainment. When you're too sick to move, your world shrinks to whatever you can reach without standing. Set up your meds, wipes, water, snacks, layers, and trash bag where your arm can grab them, but also prepare for the mental part. Sickness in a tent gets dark fast. Download Netflix or Crackle episodes when you're in town. Load podcasts, audiobooks, anything that keeps your brain from spiraling while your body is malfunctioning. Entertainment isn't leisure. It's a survival tool when you're trapped in a 3-foot radius and every cough feels like punishment. Being sick while homeless is hard enough physically. Keeping your mind busy stops the misery from getting heavier than it already is. This part of the road is brutal. Sickness takes your strength, your humor, your patience, and any illusions you had about being in control. But preparation turns crisis into something survivable. Dry clothes, meds, food, water, warmth, and a plan turn the worst days into something you can outlast. Out here, survival isn't dramatic. It's practical. You prepare before you collapse so you can get through the collapse without losing everything that keeps you upright. And I hope your road is a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. And remember, drink plenty of water. Peace.